Hey. How you doing?
What's up?
Howdy, bitch.
Welcome to Coming Up for Air, an introspective podcast. I'm your co-host, Jaxon.
I'm your co-host, Brendan.
We have a special guest on today.
I'm Taryn.
Gang shit. Best friend here. I'm so glad I could do this shit with my best friends, y'all. Y'all have no idea, bro. This shit is so fire.
Taryn, do you want to tell the audience, and also me technically, a little bit about yourself?
So I'm pretty much known for my social media platforms. My name on Instagram is DankDahll. My TikTok is DankDahlia. Actually, my Instagram is DankDahlia now because my original account was deleted. So it's DankDahlia now. I pretty much like advocate for everything that nobody wants to advocate for. So mental health. I'm very liberated. Just like I come with facts, things that people don't want to hear but need to hear.
For sure. Like I said, don't be afraid to get up into your...
Give the mic some head.
Yeah. Just pull it wherever you need it, low-key.
I got you.
Stupid ass.
Awesome. Let's hit a check-in real quick.
Some gang shit.
Brendan.
I've currently been trying to get out of like a slump. I've been wanting to do nothing but sleep all day after working, and like once I'm done playing video games, I've just been crashing and like sleeping in hella late and not wanting to get out of bed, like hitting my alarm. Like this morning, like we talked about it. Like I hit my alarm so many times, bro, because I just did not want to get up. And I just need to get back to like my routine, and getting back to like consistency and like working out and like trying to get my shit together. Because when I was like on a routine and like working out, I feel like I was starting to like piece shit together.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And I was really like starting to get my shit together. Yeah, you know what I mean? And like everything started to feel like kind of like zenned out, and I was like kind of at peace. And I feel like now I'm just kind of like in this like just hole.
Yeah, it's
you know
like
what I mean?
It's going on right now.
Yeah, like I don't know. Yeah, I think it's just I don't know if I feel like a lot of people are going through that right now, where like a lot of people are just like in this hole, and that shit is rough, bro. But fuck, I just need to. I know, like for at least me, I need to get myself out of it. Just like consistency, and I have to like beat my own ass. You know what I mean? I gotta beat it into myself. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at right now.
Hell yeah. Okay, so we're recording this at too fucking early.
Yeah, too fucking early o'clock.
Yeah, which is in stark difference to where we've been recording, especially lately, at midnight.
Yeah. So we usually record around like midnight to like 1, 2 a.m.
I feel attacked because it's my fault that we hear this too fucking early.
No, it's totally fine. It's partly my fault too. So I went and got me and Brendan breakfast burritos because I expected to be here earlier, but I was in line for like 40 minutes. And
Shout out to the feds.
I watched the She-Hulk trailer that just dropped like a couple hours ago.
Oh shit.
Yeah, super exciting. And at the end of the trailer, my boy is in it, Daredevil.
Oh, I swear.
Lit.
Yeah. And he's
Did you see the timeline that they just dropped?
No.
For the Marvel? Yeah, they're coming out with like a whole Daredevil movie. Yeah, he's like getting his own like introduction into the MCU.
I'm so excited because the end of it is literally like the clip is they do all the funny shit, and then it ends off the trailer, and it's on top of a rooftop, and you see a person like do a somersault, land, and then stand up, and it just shows like the torso down, and you just see his arms with the like old OG like rope wraps, and then like the sticks.
Oh, that's late.
And I'm like, oh,
I gotta watch
that's my man.
He said, hell yeah.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, that's fire. That's fucking lit.
But yeah,
Mr. Murdoch. What a guy.
love that dude.
Yeah, that was lit. No, yeah, they just dropped the whole like timeline where they're gonna be coming out with like I guess it's like phase 2 of the whole Marvel cinematics.
Phase 5.
Phase 5.
We're in phase 4.
Damn,
Oh,
sorry.
phase
Yeah.
5. Yeah, my bad. No.
Are you a big MCU head?
Not really, no. To be
Nope.
honest, I don't be having time to.
To like be messing with it like that?
No, I don't. I wish I could. Like, I love, watching the movies and everything like that. But like to actually get to like enjoy with my life.
and not with the goofy ass shit your kids be watching, bro.
Hell no.
We be walking in sometimes. I look at it, I'm like, yo, what The fuck is on this screen right now? What are we watching?
YouTube shit. They be watching like Spice King and
Yeah,
like,
I'm
What
like,
the fuck is Spice King?
it's like this guy who just eats a bunch of hot shit. Like his stomach has to be fucked. Like he just mixes a bunch of hot shit in one bowl and just like fucking eats it. Like disgustingly eats it.
He's the Shoe Nice of hot shit.
Basically.
Yeah.
Do you know who Shoe Nice is?
No.
Shoe Nice. Hey, Shoe Nice.
Okay, so Shoe Nice, right? Long story short, Shoe Nice is this big white dude, and he was on YouTube, like way early YouTube, right? And he got big because he would basically take like whole handles or damn near whole bottles of like alcohol, and just like he would be like, all right, Shoe Nice, and then just swig the whole bottle.
Oh, I've seen him. Yes, and like I seen him on TikTok, I believe. Yeah. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Everything's on fucking TikTok.
Yeah, facts. And so like my homie Ryan, whenever he would like drink something or like whenever they would take shots, he would always be like, in honor of Shoe Nice, and then he'd be like, Shoe Nice, and then we would hit it and then just go.
I could probably do that with a blunt, but not a bottle. Like I could face a blunt.
Oh, this is 1942.
Oh my god. Yeah, I could probably. Yeah, I probably could.
Facts, bro. That shit go down so easy, bro.
It does. It's crazy.
Man, what a time.
What the fuck just happened?
Sorry, we were talking about.
No, you're good. You're good.
1942 is lit, bro.
Have you had it?
Like the Don
drink, Don
yeah,
Julio
yeah. I've had it. Do you know that's our most expensive bottle at work?
Yeah.
That's whack.
That is.
Yeah.
It's
How
not
is that
even
our
that
most?
expensive.
No.
Mm-mm.
It's like $40 a shot.
Yeah,
What's
it is. But one bottle is like $140. You can
Yeah.
buy a fucking bottle.
Yeah, you just go to the store and cop that shit, bro.
I was like, what? What do you mean that's our most expensive?
All presentation, bro. And I mean, it is fucking fire, bro. That shit. And we also got Casamigos. Every time I look at it, I just think of your goofy ass.
I don't even want to hear the word Casamigos. I can't.
If you ever see Terry with a bottle of Casamigos, stay away.
Something is really wrong.
Stay away.
Life
Shit
is
ain't
just
right.
over. If I have a bottle of Casa in my hand,
Stay out of her way.
just let me
Get
be.
out of the way.
Like, I'm done.
No bueno.
Oh my god. All right.
Let's get into it.
Yeah, I think that it's kind of time. We were kind of cross conversating on some things. Obviously, this is our first episode where we've had a.
I was like, all right.
I was like, what are we doing?
Yeah. It's just sign language. That's obviously this is our first episode with a guest. But pretty much the goal is for you to have as big of a voice as you want and kind of talk about the things that are really important to you or you feel are impactful in your life. Or that you feel like you have the biggest reach on. Yeah, just move that shit, get it right up in there.
Get up in there.
But yeah, so we're talking today about generational relationships and like social media isn't reality and kind of what how it impacts society and everything in the modern day. And that'll kind of have some other little side bits and stuff like that, like stigmas and things like that. But that's kind of broad view what we're looking at.
Oh, man.
And so obviously we're going to pass most of this off to you. I'll kind of just hit you with questions and I'm sure B will too. And then we'll bounce around.
For sure.
So what obviously you have a lot of your work and just your life in general revolves around your socials.
Mm-hmm.
So what does it take to kind of run that? What does it take to have social media and have that be a part of your life? That face and everything.
It literally takes your soul. Like, you don't understand. Like, social media is not reality. And it's a job. Like, a lot of people think that, like, oh, like, you make money off social media. It's easy. You just record, what you do in everyday life. You make money off of it. That's not the case, like, at all. Like, social media being, like, my main source of income for anything. Like, I don't just make money off of what I post on social media or, like, things like that. But, like, the companies that I help market or, the people that I help with their businesses all also have to revolve around social media. So like if I don't keep up with my pages, I can't help my companies either. Mm-hmm. So it's like this is my full-time job, whereas it used to be something I loved to do. So it was like, oh, I love doing this and I make money, and now it's like a 9 to 5 again, except it's not 9 to 5, it's 24/7.
Yeah.
So
you never clock out.
Never. But it's you're never really getting reality either. So it's kind of like having to live two different lives. So it's like I have to live a social media life and then I have to live my real life, and then those two start to mix in with each other, and it's like
Yeah.
It's a fucking mess.
You got multi-personality disorder without the meds.
Yeah, I mean, I got the meds. I smoke weed, but like,
Another advocate. Yo,
yes, like
get you
I
a blunt.
definitely advocate for marijuana all day. So I mean, I don't know if you.
Oh yeah, hey,
No, you-
Doing
that-
still? Oh
Allegedly,
my God.
allegedly.
yeah, allegedly. But that was the first episode we had talked about. I was like, I don't know if it, and I kind of looked at him and I was like, allegedly. I was like, so allegedly. Wow. I took some mushrooms that may or may not make you see some shit. But
Yeah.
hey, do that for the soul.
It really does help.
I do want to know, Brendan, you're kind of the other big social media head out of us three. What's the difference between like that of what Taryn just described for you, of like what is social media for you then?
And I think being friends with her and being so close with her, like every time I do see something on social media, or every time I see something that like everyone kind of like blast up real quick, I always kind of like, now I kind of take a step back and I genuinely look at it from like a different perspective, and I'm like, all right, bro, like what's the real behind this? Like, you taught me like the biggest thing is like anytime that someone posts something, it's always two-sided, and that most times when someone posts something like either super exciting in their life or so like they're trying to be like super happy, yada yada, this and that, most times it's because right now that in that moment in their life, something really bad is either happening or they're really down bad on something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because they need, that kind of like boost, like, all right, like, maybe this is going on in my life, but the people that genuinely look into my social media can like, kind of give me that, fill the void that I'm looking for. You know what I mean? Yeah. And you kind of calling that out and kind of like, hey yo, like this isn't what it looks like, yada yada, this and that. You know what I mean? And it's just like, fuck, bro. Like, and it happens so much, and people are like just so like clueless to it. So for me, like, I see a lot of social media as like,
That's so interesting to hear, because I microdose social media. Like I have such small usage of it that for me, like the most social media interaction I probably get is like Snapchat. That's not related to like,
that's the least, like that's not even an important social.
Yeah, and like that, and that's like obviously my personal socials. My outward socials are a little different, and I don't really count them as my social media interactions because I don't really do much. It's like I upload my stuff, and that's pretty much it. I'll check it every day to be like, oh, do I have any comments? Do I have anything I need to reply to? But like that's probably like the most of my socials is Snapchat, and for me, it's like when I post on Snapchat, it's usually because I'm feeling good.
Yeah,
and so that's so like strange for me to hear you guys be like, it normally means people are fucked up.
It is, but it's because you also, like you said, like you're not active on social media, so you're not constantly filming your life or what you're portraying to be your life. You know what I'm saying? You said you get on there and you go, so you don't really have to do any of that. So
because when you have someone who's
Crazy.
like, especially like you said, like when people are like quote unquote living the life, you know what I mean? They have to keep up with that persona of, oh, this person is at the top of their life all the time, like this must feel so good, like this must be the best life.
Exactly. So like you said, like when I post on Snap, I'm in a good mood, right? But that's when you post on Snap. When you have to post, have no choice but to post, if you're depressed and you're going through it, you still got to post if that's where you're making your money from. So there's a lot of times where it's like, I don't want to say shit to nobody right now. And I don't want to get up and put my eyelashes on and do my makeup and put on cute outfits and smile pretty for the camera because I want to lay in my bed and bawl my fucking eyes out. But I can't. So let me for the camera because that's what the people want.
I always put my lashes on before I come record.
and I think a really good point that you make with your social media is that whenever you are feeling like that, you'll go and talk about it and be like, yo, like, why the fuck, you know what I mean? Like, if something happens in your life and then, you share it with other people are like, damn, yo, like, I didn't realize you went through this, or like, like they would have never thought because, like you said, a lot of social media is, oh, this person must be living the life. You know what I mean?
Has he seen my social media?
Yeah, so I had him send it to me.
First impression off my Instagram, like be raw, real right now. If you've just seen it and he didn't tell you shit about me, what would you think?
He didn't tell me shit. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Two weeks before this recording, I said, hey, can you send me Taryn's socials so I can kind of get a feel for what I need to prep for the episode? And
I was like, just look up DankDahll.
No, he didn't even do that. he says, oh yeah, I'll send it to you real quick. And we're playing games at the time. And I'm like, okay, dog. I go down, I die, and I'm like, okay, I can go check out this link that he sent me. So I pop open my phone. I said, hey, dog, what the fuck did you just send me? And then he's like, what do you mean? And he goes and checks his phone to make sure that he's right and sending the right link. And then he goes, oh yeah, that's her. I said, you didn't give me like a warning of like, hey, this is what you're about to open.
You didn't tell him it's not safe for work?
No. I was like, I could have been like live right now. Like, what?
That shit is so funny. I do that shit to everywhere. Whether or not it's like,
which is why I'm dressed like a church boy today.
Well, hey, listen, right? So whether it be a female or a male, my favorite thing in the world, bro, is to go up and like they'll be like, oh, like this and that. They're talking about relationships, yada yada. Or like when females try and post some sly shit and then I call them out for it, they're like, why are you trying to be a dick? I'm like, listen, bro, I'm like, my best friend gave me all the game. None of your fucking shit's gonna work. Get the fuck away from me, right? And then they're like, yo, who are you talking about? Yada yada, this and that. And 9 times out of 10 when you try and hear shit, they're like, oh, there's probably like another like they think like our age probably look like us, yada yada, this and that. And I'm like, and I show them it, right? They're like, yo, who the fuck is this? This is not your friend. You are not friends with her. And I'm like, I promise you, I will FaceTime her right now, bro.
You want to know what the worst part is? He says, yeah, check her. I was like, does she have another account? And he's like, and obviously the account that he sent me has the link to the other account.
Oh, shit.
And he says, yeah, it should be on her page. Just go click it. And I was like, okay.
What
so
link
I clicked.
Was on my page?
I don't know.
What page were you? Oh, shit.
Just one of the
Did it take you to
Instagrams.
my Twitter?
No, it just
okay.
linked. It linked to the second Instagram.
That's the first thing I thought. I was like,
no.
did I just?
No.
Shit,
No. And so I
don't
just don't
Twitter.
go on Twitter.
Yeah,
and so I clicked the link to the second Instagram, which doesn't change much, honestly. And so I was just like, this didn't change anything.
No, it's just a backup.
Yeah, I found that out. But I just sat there quietly and I was like, okay.
You really should have gave him my TikTok because so my TikTok is me. That's me. That's
true.
That's really me. So if you want to know me, like the real me, go to my TikTok.
Okay. Did he tell you I got banned off TikTok?
For what? TikTok banned me 3 times. This is my 3rd page.
Yeah, I got banned and I don't actually know what for. It was just like because they're super vague with their warnings and I just have gaming clips. So I assume it's just language.
No, because I cuss all the time.
Exactly. That's what everybody tells me.
I cuss all the time.
So I don't get what I did.
Yeah, it was like he went from like, because like from start of account, I think he was getting a couple hundred views, and then that one clip hit, and then it was like 10 views, like 12 views, 13 views, like, and it was like.
And that clip got like 500 views, and then like after that it dropped.
Do you remember what was in the clip?
Him being dumb as shit, playing a fucking what was it, Elden Ring?
Yeah, no. I was playing a game called God of War.
Oh yeah, it was God of War.
And so it's Norse-based mythology. So when they die, they go to Valhalla. So one of the hardest bosses to beat in the game was what I was up against, and it was the very last boss, basically, that I had to 100%, which took me like, I don't know, like 30 hours to do or something like that. All live streamed and stuff. So I beat the boss. And at one point during the boss fight, they say to Valhalla, like when they're trying to hit you. And so I shout, Valhalla these nuts, bitch.
That's why.
Yeah. That's what like
the nuts part. These nuts. You can't have any kind of like sexual like body part type shit on TikTok. Wow. You can't say like dick, like none of that. Because I did a video and I kept saying dick, and I had to blur out the word dick because they took the video.
Okay, noted. Now I can approach TikTok editing.
Bro, you have no idea, dog. Because like, even when she'll post something where it's like she's not even like anything's like not even anything's out type shit, but then you'll go on a different video and you got hella bitches just shaking ass
out in a thong. Like
I'm like, hey, yo,
TikTok has been exposed multiple times because like no offense to anybody at all, but like a lot of your white creators get away with fucking murder. Like you'll see there's those 3 girls, those thick white girls that were twerking in these little ass thongs, and their shit hit like 5.5 mil. My sister posts the fucking Bugs Bunny challenge in a thong and they ban her account. Like
that shit's crazy.
Come on.
For people in the audience who might not know, what the fuck's the Bugs Bunny challenge?
Google it.
No, never mind. I'm good.
Google
I've been
it.
down this road with
If you
Instagram
go
already.
on TikTok, it's not really that bad. Hers was a little explicit because I kind of managed her on it, but it worked. She went viral right away. But
Hell yeah.
it's just like where girls lay on their stomach and they put their feet up behind their head. It looks like Bugs Bunny ears. But this one Asian girl had did it, and she brought her ass up when she put her feet up, and she had this real big butt.
She did Lola Bunny.
Yeah, she had this real big butt, and it hit like 4 mil. And I was like, bro, you could do this. So I told my sister, her vid hit like 1 mil. Her account went crazy, and then they banned her, took it away. Like, bye, no option. God, bye.
All right.
Yeah.
You this is something you touched on a little earlier to pivot us. You said that it's not the same. Like your social media life and your real life kind of are separated.
They're definitely different.
How drastic is that for you?
Oh my God, it's extremely drastic. That's why I asked, what was your opinion of me when you saw? So again, you didn't answer that yet. So when you saw my social media, what was the first thing you thought about me?
Oh, I just thought you were somebody who was like repping their shit. Like literally, like for me, I really don't care what you do. If it's your bag, it's your grind, like whatever it is, like rep it. So I was just like, oh yeah, do your thing.
So most people don't come with that. Most people will see my Instagram. Men specifically will see my Instagram and be like, "Oh, she's a slut. I like she sells sex." Like no, dead ass. Am I wrong?
Yeah, no.
So
No,
people,
you're so right.
So people literally like judge me off of my Instagram. Gives me my Instagram and my Twitter, I would say, give me the worst reputation, but the best reputation at the same time, because it's like, everybody will look at it and be like, oh, she's just a social media whore. Celebrities can fly her out, and she's sleeping with all these men and all this case. And mind you, this right here is my right hand. He knows my life damn near inside and out. I'm at home with my kids all the time. I don't even go to clubs. You won't even see me ever. If you've ever seen me in a club, please drop the club that I was at, because I don't go outside.
And a timestamp, bro.
Yeah, because people think that I'm just out, you know. You said what?
No, go ahead.
People just think that like I'm, you know, this wild girl that's just out sleeping with all these men, or that I'm just solely about sex. When you look at my Instagram, that's what everybody sees. So that's what everybody thinks, when really I'm not. Like men, I don't even give men the time of day, and people will think that I do, and I don't. I'm so busy, I don't have the time. And the type of woman I am, I promise you don't want to date me. And he knows that. But people think they want to date me because they see me and be like, oh my God, she's a sex icon. She's a porn star. She's whatever. Oh my God, I will eat you alive on just the realness that I am. You don't want to do it.
And not only that, bro, but like the amount of blue checks that you have turned down that like think that like you're just some random thotty that they're about to just fly out like fucking duck.
He has seen like big name. I will never name drop, but he has seen big name be like, let me fly you out. Let me do. Why won't you answer me?
Yeah,
why
like,
won't you text me back?
Why
And
are
they're
you treating
looking
me
at it like
nobody?
what the fuck?
Like,
yeah.
I have a random question. Well, it's not random. It kind of pertains. You mentioned that like you're with your kids all the time, and like when you drop the social media, like the sex stuff kind of goes away. Do you think that that's what it's like for a lot of people who kind of are in your position, who do like OnlyFans or things that are like really sex intensive, that like as soon as the phone goes down, they're like, okay, sex is gone from my life?
I work with so many girls who are like in the OnlyFans in the sex industry, and majority of them are moms. And like what people don't understand is like, you guys think that we're all about this sex life. That part of our life is like the most hectic. Like we'll literally, I can make a video of something super sexual right there in my shower. Let's just say, put the phone down, wrap my towel on, and put my pajamas on, and I'm cooking dinner for my kids.
Yeah.
I'm not even worried about doing none of that. And a lot of people think that like that's the case, or half the time it's like people want to see this and we're like, fuck, I gotta go do this real quick. Like it's not even that we want to do it, but that's what you want. So that's what we're gonna give you most of the time. Not saying specifically me, but OnlyFans models. That's their job. You know what I'm saying? So once something becomes a job for you, what happens? You don't really love it no more, right? So when your job is sex is kind of a turnoff, because you gotta focus about sex all the fucking time. So it's like, I don't want to, in my DMs, I hate when if you look through oh my God. It's like men don't even know how to approach a woman because of the fact I'm so liberated. So they'll just be
I'm a good Christian boy looking. Like I'm a church boy today.
Maybe today, but even I'll get some people you wouldn't even expect them to say the shit that they say. And I'll be like, are you serious right now? Like you don't even know my name.
Yeah, or even like there's been times where like when you told me about like there's people who like out in public, if you end up getting close with like just like some random people, or like like the security guard at
my
Dispo.
God,
you know what I mean, where it's like some random dude found her OF and like her Instagram and like subscribed to her OF, and she's like, you know, like for her, like dog, I'm like, I come in just to buy some weed. You know what I mean?
Is that weird?
It's
to
weird.
have
It's
those
weird when
interactions?
people. It's weird sometimes, but like sometimes it's weird for other people. It just depends on how it's brought to me. Like I was in the dispensary before I started, like, you know, getting big on social media. I was in the weed industry. I still am in the weed industry, but just not on the corporate end because it's so fucking shady. But I came from the weed industry, so when I go in the dispensaries and stuff, so a lot of people in dispensaries know me. A lot of the bud tenders, everybody knows me. So when I go in now, they knew me before I was this social media person, before I got my boobs done, before everybody knew who I was. They just knew Taryn from the dispensary. So then when I come in there now and I'm like low-key as somebody in this state, I know a lot of people that subscribe to my fucking OnlyFans and they're serving me my weed right there and they're being bashful, like dropping their shit and da-da-da-da. And I'm like, bro, chill. Like, it's okay. Calm down. And like, I had a guy, he was scared to ask me. He's like, I was like, do I have an OnlyFans? Yes, I have an OnlyFans. Yes.
Yes, you do know me.
Yeah. I was like, yeah, yes. And he was like, I know. I was like, yeah, it's cool. Like, thanks for the support. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm so liberated. I don't give a fuck.
Is that like one of the better interactions when they're like, do I know you?
Yeah, it's better for me. Or when people be like, yo, DankDahll, like, what's up? Like, I like shit like that. But then when you get the fucking weirdos who will literally be like, I just saw you in the corner at
yeah, that's
what the fuck. And then you go find my socials, like come up to me and talk to me, because now I'm out in public, like who the fuck is watching me? Like I just recently had somebody go under my Instagram, comment is still there. I had went and got my tires replaced last week, and this guy went under an ass pic and was like, hey, yo, weren't you just in the tire shop on the west side the other day?
I just rotated your tires.
What the fuck? Yeah. And I'm like, so now I'm sitting there going back to the tire shop, like thinking about everybody that was around me. Dude don't got no pictures on his Instagram. So I'm like, yo,
and that's
like,
even scarier because like
hella,
that's one of those interactions like where they probably also get your address and stuff like that.
My dumbass posted all those tickets from Los Angeles, and luckily one of my followers, shout out to you, hit me up. This guy doesn't know me or anything. He goes, yo, you know people can get your address from your license plate. My dumbass didn't know that. And I have my license plate spread all over fucking social media, all these people looking at it, and I'm like, oh
shit.
Yes, I just like went and delete. He told me within minutes, so it's cool. I was able to snatch it down, but like, you know, it's just
that's terrifying.
Yeah, like it, you know, it gets hectic, you know. So it's just like sometimes I don't go out. That's why I don't go out.
You know,
like,
it's funny you say that because there's this TikTok clip that went viral, and this dude, he was like basically like showing how easy it is to kind of see something on like a video and then narrow down. Like, it's crazy how people are so quick with shit. So like he saw a video and he was trying to narrow down where this car was like coming from. And so he was like, all right, so these type of trees only grow in this said area, yada yada.
Yes.
This and that.
People can tell what part of the world you're in based off the dirt.
It gets to that fucking tedious, and it's crazy because it will literally have you like, oh shit.
Yeah, and like, so he'll be like, all right, so we're gonna look in this area, and then he was like, all right, so this passing car at this time, he said I have a partial license plate, and only this said area uses these kinds of license plate, yada yada, this and that, and then he narrowed it down. He was like, all right, they're in this area.
Yeah.
And that's why I don't post on social media.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but see, and that's the thing too, like being a woman and somebody who like people are sexually like attracted to, it makes you more like
yeah, I was gonna say, does that part of your work kind of like sketch you out or scare you of like
yeah, most definitely. I wouldn't say it scares me, like, but I would say like I'm paranoid, I'm on edge everywhere I go. Like B knows, like I got it on me everywhere I go. It doesn't matter where I'm at. Some of y'all club promoters, like that's another reason why I don't go to clubs. For what? I can't come in with the toolie. I ain't coming in because y'all don't understand. Like I could be I've been on Venice Beach where that guy tried to snatch me from Venice Beach. I have that on camera. Like dude literally came up, tried to grab me, and I had like my gun, and at that point it was like I was put in a predicament. I'm in a state where I'm not even supposed to have my shit in public like that. But it was like, all right, you gonna get taken right now, or you know what I'm saying? So it's like, even just with that, like as a woman being around out by myself or being like a like I'm not even a fucking celebrity. To me, I'm a nobody. But some people will literally be like, hey yo, and I'm like, whoa, hold up. I've never seen
you're like a
micro
micro celebrity.
I don't want to be though.
Yeah, or like a social celebrity.
Yeah,
like,
basically, but like I want to stay behind camera.
Yeah.
So like I don't want to be, when I go to the dispensary and people recognize me, it makes me like, you know?
Yeah.
So
for sure.
Yeah, that shit
it's definitely stressful, especially as a mother, because I'm out with my kids too sometimes.
Yeah, I was gonna say, does it feel like that part of your life has impacted kind of how your parenting is, or like how people look at you as a parent or anything?
Oh, for sure. People look at me horribly as a parent because I'm on the internet naked and I smoke weed. So they're always like, oh, as a mom, you're not scared your kids are ever going to come across this, or you're a mom and you're on the internet posting naked and you have sons. How you think I got kids? I was naked. Like, come the fuck on. Like, come on.
And not only
and not only that, but I'm also a parent that does not allow my kids on social media. So
also, why do you think your kid's going to try and look her up naked?
That's what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? But you do have, like, there is a big porn stars and OnlyFans girls who their kids get bullied at school because they're like, oh, look at your mom. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. You know what I'm saying? But it also goes about how you raise your kids and how you get your kids to understand how the world is and how no matter what, that's going to change. I have a 16-year-old. And I had to explain to him, like, and the way that my 16-year-old, that's like my best friend. So he'll be like, I don't give a fuck what my mom has on social media. I'm driving the newest car at 16 with custom things made to this car because of what my mom does. My mom's able to spend time with me to sit down and know what's going on with me emotionally and mentally because she's not clocking in 8 to 9, then coming home exhausted and don't have time for her kids. So I made my life to where I can work when I want to work, support my kids, and live a life with my kids and make sure they live a great fucking life. You think I'm finna let somebody's fucking opinion stop that? The same kid that could walk up to my son and be like, oh, your mom's on OnlyFans, da-da-da-da-da-da-da, probably don't see their mom. Probably don't have half the shit that my kid has. Probably don't even have that bond or relationship or realness with their mom. So it's like, cool, your mom's not on the internet, but your life fucking sucks.
Damn.
And my kid is that kid that will do that to you too. Sure. Like,
yeah, bro, knowing her little fucking kids, bro, they all bully the shit out of each other. So I know when it comes to somebody else who isn't their family, because it's like, it's like one of those, like, they bully each other, but they're all like family. So it almost like helps, like, you have to have that to like grow as an individual. You know what I mean? And then when it comes to somebody, like, I feel bad for the first person who stepped towards like any of the homies, bro.
It's already happened,
bro. Because
at school,
bro. Because as soon as that shit happens at school, bro, the whole gang gonna be like, bro, who do you think you are? Yeah,
I have 5 boys, 1 girl.
She's got an army.
I have an army, and the way that they're raised, it's like one fight, you all fight, and I don't give a fuck who don't like it. Like I told you at the last week of school, they trying to kick my kindergartner, my first grader out because the first grader talking shit to a 6th grader. 6th grader decided he want to choke the first grader out, not knowing homeboy got a 6th and 7th grade brother who came and ran fade in the cafeteria. And now the principal calling me. I'm like, tell the 6th grader what he doing touching my first grader. You think he had brothers? There's 5 of them. Come on now. And that's how you raise your kids. Like, people don't like that. So like how you said, like, people judge me all the time. Like my son, I let him express themselves. Like I let them be them. Like I'm not on this. I don't teach. People look at me crazy because my 16-year-old knows how to cultivate. I gave him a book on marijuana of how to grow, the effects of it, all that. He can grow a whole fucking harvest if he wanted to and be his own boss. Other people teach their kids, go to college, not saying that's wrong, and go work for this other motherfucker and build his business, never building your own fucking business. And while you're working for that man, building his business, don't forget to pay for the schooling that you had to do to build this man's fucking business.
That's what I was taught.
Okay, and I don't know how that worked out for you.
I'm here. I'm here starting a podcast.
Okay, you see, and you're doing it differently. This has nothing to do with fucking college. I don't know, like, you know, what you learned from college. If you brought it over, cool. If you didn't, okay. And how much money did you spend?
We don't gotta talk about that.
Okay, you see,
too much.
Exactly. So I'm teaching my kids, like, you can be your own boss. Some people raise their kids to become employees. I raise my kids to become bosses. I went through it, so you're gonna learn through my mistakes. If my kids want to go to college, am I gonna discourage them from that? Absolutely not. But am I going to make sure you're taking the steps to not ever have to work for somebody? My sons will not build another man's business when they're able to build their own business, if not together by themselves.
And not only that, but I think the biggest thing is being able to build your own business and then having like dope ass people and paying them what they're worth.
Yes, and you know I stand on that.
Yeah, because especially
your
with you,
fucking
like,
employees.
Yeah, especially with going into the fucking like cannabis industry and like what you like went through and like you know what I mean, and like not being paid what they're worth and like
they're still not.
Yeah, at all. And
still not.
And we see it with servers. You know, the fact that servers still make quote like $9 and then you know they have to survive off tips. Like if
tips are not a wage,
bro. Tip your servers, dog, because those people literally are surviving off your tips, dog.
I just literally made a TikTok. Go ahead.
You're gonna think this is crazy. One of our coworkers literally last night sold $420, 420, worth of goods, like worth of food to this table, got tipped $20.
Are you fucking kidding me?
That's $420 worth of product that they brought out, served, and then also like got them water, drinks, and shit throughout the whole night. And that table was there for like 3 hours.
Yeah.
See, I can't. We are not the same because am I not the person who will pay for a $5 drink at Dutch and tip y'all $100?
Yeah, bro, just some fucking cuz, yeah.
So like, no, we definitely cannot do that. No,
and not only that, but we've been out in places where like we'll have like a really, really good server or waitress or something like that, and you know she'll point out and be like, damn, like she's on her shit, yo. Yep. Or especially if she's fine. Taryn's like, hey, yo, I got her, bro.
Come here, shorty. Facts. Sure. No, but I was saying, like, I literally just made a TikTok the other day. I was sitting in a meeting. I'm a part of the cannabis industry still, but I am not an employee in the industry. I'm actually a necessity for what this company needs. So I'm a business partner technically with them.
An associate.
Yeah, I would say that. We had a Zoom meeting, and in the Zoom meeting, there's 3 bosses, 5 employees. This main boss is cutting into these employees. Like, when I say being disrespectful, like, you could never, I don't give a fuck how much you're paying me. You could never talk to me like that. Mind you, these are all grown-ass adults. These are not kids who are living at home with their mama and just need this job, nothing. I'm looking at all 5 squares and him at the top going off, and they're all sitting there scared, like, looking at it like, oh, shit, there's the power, and we don't want our lights turned off, so we're going to shut the fuck up so that we can keep the power generating to our lights, right? At what point do you learn how to generate your own fucking power so that you don't have to worry about if your lights are going to get shut off because you're generating your own power? So right now, like I said, everybody is like, yo, who's your plug? I want the plug. I want the plug. What good is a plug if there's no power behind the plug? So why does everybody keep going for the plug? You want the power because there ain't shit without the source of power. If you got the power, you have the capability to shut down everything if you want to, right?
Yeah.
So why you keep trying to get your power from somebody else and just keep your lights on? Is that good enough for you?
You're so right. And it's like, me and Brennan basically had this conversation last night because of some stuff happening in our work environment. We were talking, I literally was just like, you just be careful how you approach certain things because in my mind, like I live on my own. So I have to pay bills, and I'm basically currently living paycheck to paycheck due to various reasons. But so I was like, I don't want anything to happen or for like something to get off on the wrong foot or anything like that. Because for me, it's like, if I lose this job, I'm down for 2 weeks to 3 weeks because even if I get a job the next day,
you're not going to get a paycheck.
Paycheck processing, right. W-2s, W-4, like whatever it is. I have to survive off of the one check that I'm going to get from this job now.
Your lights are turned on from your power source.
Yeah.
So you have to depend on that power right now because you're not generating your own. That's how it is with everybody who's an employee. So it's not knocking employees at all. It's more of a motivation. Yes, you're an employee right now, but figure out how to be a boss while you're being an employee, because you'll be so stuck into the corporate world that they drain you. Think about the fucking hours in a basic job, right? 8 to 5, right? But what's the business hours for everywhere else? Normally 8 to 5. So you're working business hour. You don't got time to go do none of the shit you need to do to build your own business, because by the time you get off work, you're fucking stuck in traffic. The stores you need to go to get your product to build your own business is now fucking closed. And the only times you can go is on the weekends when you're trying to rest from building somebody else's business. So you don't even get a time to build your own business because you're so busy building somebody else's.
The system is meant to keep you down, brother.
It most definitely is. It most definitely is. Like, if you, the best shit I ever did was read the Laws of Power. Like, when I was just read that fucking book. Like, and people look at it different ways, but like everything in that book was like, yo, shit. Like, most of the laws I was already playing by. And in my head, I was like, damn, you're doing this wrong. But then when I seen it, I was like, no, you were right the entire time. Like, playing fair is a game made by the rich to keep the poor poor. So playing fair never works.
And I think the biggest thing you taught me is that the same thing that you said is, even as a human being, to keep yourself afloat, you have to make yourself a necessity to everybody else.
You have to.
Once you make yourself the necessity, like, oh, I have to go through T. I got to go through,
There's
Brendan.
no other way. Yeah.
There's no other way around this. I have to go through this person to get this shit to happen. Yep. It's like, all right, you won.
The way I broke it down to him was, think about vines, how vines grow, right? I don't know if you know, like, how vines grow. They wrap around something, right? And they have thorns and shit. So it's harder to take the vines down because you're going to cut your hands up and you're going to shed blood taking the vines down. So most of the time you let the vine grow, right? And then it's just growing and growing. So I come in as that vine. I wrap myself around you to where you ain't got no choice because you don't want to cut me out because you're going to bleed if you cut me out. You need me. When you make yourself a necessity, you become important. You're a necessity. So like right now, when I was saying in that company that I'm in, if that CEO would have looked at me in one of those squares and said what he said, bye. I don't give a fuck how much you're paying me. Bye. Because I'm a necessity. I know what I bring to the table. A lot of people do not know their worth. It's the same. I was just breaking this down about strip clubs. Strip club owners and stuff will charge their strippers a house fee to come strip there. If there's no strippers, you don't have a fucking business. So how do you charge the strippers to work there?
I didn't even know that.
Yes, they have to pay a house fee. So if they want to come dance to make money, they got to pay $100 to however much just to dance. And if they don't make no money that night, they just dished $100 just to dance there. But your club wouldn't even be operating if you didn't have strippers in here. So how the fuck do you charge the strippers to work in here when they're bringing you a bag?
Dude, fuck this place.
The strippers are necessities, but they don't know their worth. So they're like, all right, fuck it, I'm making money, so it doesn't matter. A lot of people don't know their worth, so they're not making themselves a necessity. If you make it, if you go in there and you're the top stripper, if I go to a strip club and I'm the top stripper and I'm bringing you $10,000 a night, you tell me I gotta pay a house fee? Fuck you. So what are you gonna say? Oh, I want her $100 house fee, or I want that fucking $10K a month. We finna let her, or $10K a night. We gonna let her strip for free, right? Because I'm a fucking necessity. People don't do that because they're too scared.
That's why I'm always top stripper.
Right?
Eh.
I mean, I'll come watch.
Hey,
You be coming in the church for outfit?
hey,
Yes,
hey,
in this exact outfit.
hey, you know what? You should just open your own fucking strip club.
Bro, it would be so lit.
Imagine that shit would be so teed.
But here's the reason.
And not only that,
but you know what? I never would. And it will fuck your mind up on why I never would.
¿Por qué? I'm curious.
So there's a reason why I won't host either. I said I advocate for the men, right? This brings you into the generation relationship.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's where I want us to pivot to right now.
That's exactly where it's gonna pivot to. So nowadays in this generation, men are trained in their head. You gotta have money if you want that girl that you want. Because these girls are like, oh, you want to date me, you want to talk to me, you gotta have money. It's in songs and everything. Cardi B, broke boy, he don't deserve no kitty, whatever the fuck, right? You gotta have money, right? These girls want these men to have money, and these bitches are broke. So how you broke and you want a man to have money? You don't even got shit. But men be so pressed to get them, they don't know their worth, that they're like, all right, I'm a stunt. I'm gonna do this. So brings me to clubs, okay? If I'm over here telling men, stop tricking on women, it's 50-50. Don't go, if a woman wants 6 figures from you to make 6 figures, she better be making 6 figures. Because how can you expect a man to do something that your ass can't do, right? Nice. So if you can't take care of him, don't expect him to take care of you. So my whole thing has been lately, stop giving money to girls for no fucking reason, because then they're taking your money and saying they're independent and knocking men, calling men stupid, sugar daddies, tricks, all this shit. But at the end of the day, these men are paying for y'all to even fucking survive, but they're still eating y'all up like crazy, and it's ridiculous, right? Brings me to clubs, strip clubs. Mm-hmm. What's in strip clubs? Girls, right? Who comes to strip clubs? Men, right? To do what? Spend money, right? So if I'm here I'm promoting all you men, or I open a strip club, I'm bringing men to come trick on the same stupid ass girls I'm telling y'all to not trick on. Why? I don't even understand I get what strip clubs are, they're fun and all that, but as a man, let's just say you got $10,000 in your pocket, you got a bad bitch at home, okay? Why the fuck would you go to the club and pay this bitch $9,000 to see her titties when you got a nice pair of titties at home for free? Or you got a woman who genuinely loves you for you and who you are and will show you her titties for that and not for some fucking money. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm just like, I'm not going to do that. Home. When people ask me to host clubs, no. Why? Because you men are now using other men to get money off of them, through women to get money off of them for yourself. So it's taking the kings against the kings. If I'm sitting here saying these girls don't deserve for y'all to go on shopping sprees for them because they can't go on shopping sprees for you, right? But then club hostings, hey, come host the club. When you see flyers for clubs, what's on it? Bad bitches, right?
Titties.
Nice bodies, titties, bikinis. Come to the club, she gonna be here hosting. So they're telling men, you got a chance with this girl, come to the club. So then men come to the club and they're already in their mindset, I gotta have money. I gotta look like I got money. So most of them gonna go spend a bag on an outfit to go be seen by this bitch. Same bitch that wouldn't look at you 2 times over if you didn't have that fucking outfit on, okay? So you come in, you spend an outfit on the money already. Then you gotta pay to get in the club. Then you gotta buy bottles. You got to buy all this shit. You got to buy.
And if you don't get in the club early enough, you got to pay extra on top of.
But you paying all this to see this girl who probably couldn't even afford to go buy our outfits be like $10. We gonna buy a $20 dress from Fashion Nova. Y'all gonna go spend $1,500 to impress a bitch in a $20 outfit? Come the fuck on. And then wonder why women are always like, oh, if you don't got money, I don't want to talk to you, because that's all y'all bring to the table is money. Oh, I got this, so you gonna come talk to me. And it works. So you just using other men to bring in them in the club, to break their money off, to support your business through these women.
I've never felt so empowered to look like a bum most of the time.
Listen, what I say about what will I look past? A designer. Yeah. Ass motherfuckers, I will say that because I've had my share of
about it. Yeah, we really, men are just dumb about it, bro.
Very dumb. And women are very smart about it, but it's like, it's because y'all don't give a fuck. Like, y'all don't really y'all not investigating like we do. Y'all not taking the right steps to do what you need to do. Like, I'm not a cheater. I'm one of the motherfuckers that's like, oh, you doing me dirty? Bye. Because it's going to hurt you more to lose me. I'm not going to go circle around.
Because you know your worth.
Yeah, I know my worth. I didn't know my worth for a long time. I was a dumb bitch for a long time. For real. I went through last year just going through depression, all kind of shit over a relationship. And it was like, I had to shroom trip to fucking realize like, yo, what are you doing? You're bugging the fuck out right now. And then I have friends that do their men. They're good men. That's the shit that pisses me off. And him specifically too. Like, I'll be sitting here complaining like, yo, why can't I just get a good man? You know what I'm saying? Like, I get these shitty ass men. Then there's these good men that keep getting looked past or keep getting used or keep getting manipulated by these shitty fucking women. Then you turn good men into shitty ass men. And then those women who really are looking for that good man to treat them right can't get them anymore because some dumb bitch fucked it up.
Yeah. And like, and the worst part is that I've said it before literally on the podcast where it's like, if you got to be pressed about if your person's going to cheat or not, and you're like checking it out.
Relationship.
One, yeah, you shouldn't be in that relationship. And two, you being pressed about it ain't going to change the fact whether or not they're going to cheat.
Fuck no. They're going to do it whether you know about it or not.
Hey,
so,
have you heard this saying where this shit always like people use this as like an outlet or like an out for guys, but it's like, guys will cheat just for a fuck, but girls will cheat for the guy's replacement. Like y'all. Like,
yeah, but that is also false too. That's false. That's false because nowadays a lot of girls are fucking without emotion. A lot of men will say like women fuck with emotion. Da 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 da.
They on some dog shit now.
We
too.
know some girls that are some dogs that will literally come over. Imagine this, okay? You fucking this girl. You fucking with this girl. You just like, yo, she's bad. She's everything I need. You're invested in her, okay? She finally come over to kick it with you. She's totally like, yo, she come in like, you know what I'm here for? I'm just trying to get, I'm trying to get my rocks off real quick. Y'all do whatever you do. Bye. Don't call me until I need that shit again. No emotions attached. Don't fucking call me. Don't ask me where I'm at. Don't ask me who I'm with. Don't ask me what I'm doing. Don't go comment on my Instagram. Don't like my shit. I don't need anybody to know what we just did if you ever want to do the shit again. And there's no emotions attached. You just leave. But this is everything you need in this girl, but she wants nothing but sex from you. How y'all men be doing girls. Everything we want, but y'all don't want shit but sex from us. So then when a girl flips it, bitch, what the fuck? She left me in the bed with my motherfuckers. What the fuck? It's a problem. But there's women like that. So for y'all men to think, oh, they don't cheat, they cheat to replace, no.
And I think, and a big thing is a lot of guys will say, oh, like I'd hella be down for that, yada yada, until the girl
until it happens to them. Until it happens to them.
And then they're like, whoa,
what the fuck? Where are you at?
It's funny because I also think of the fact of like, a lot of people will be like, oh, like, I'm going to get this girl, like, I'm going to steal her away from her mans and shit. I'm like, if that girl is willing to cheat on her mans with you
think she's not going to cheat on you?
She going to do it to you.
Yeah, like, so I asked somebody before, I said, why do you go for girls who are in a relationship? This motherfucker said, it's easier to compete with one
than it is
to compete with a roster. And I was like, damn, I couldn't even argue.
Yeah, it's like, it's like,
shit. He was like, single girls, there's like hella motherfuckers that's trying to get at him. If she already got a man, most likely she ain't got time for all these other men, so she got a little bit of time for me, so I'm gonna fuck with him. Like, bro.
And it's like, it's so hard to argue with your logic, but also you're so wrong.
You're wrong as fuck, but you're right. Like, damn. He had me thinking, I was like, shit.
Maybe he's got a point.
Right? Hey, and then he flips it on you and says, and then listen, bro, if I do get her to crack, I just saved my king from spending, wasting his time, right?
Facts.
And I'm just, but like, you're so wrong. Like,
it's low key true though. Because then I'm gonna go up to my boy and be like, listen, bro, that's not your girl.
No, it's not. But hey, it's worse. It's worse with females for whatever reason. Females love married men. If you
because you want what you can't have.
Exactly. It's all not even just that, but it's like it's a challenge for. I won't do it. I'm not doing that shit because I'm not gonna compete.
I will. I'll go after married men.
I'm not. I was the wife at home that had a fucking stupid little side bitch that would never stay out of my relationship. So I just refuse to be you was that side bitch. See, I refuse. Like I just can't do it. Plus, I feel like I have everything that you could want. I provide everything. And if I don't have everything that you need, motherfucker, we don't need to be together because that's all the fuck I got. So if you need anything more than what I provide, please go be with whoever the fuck you need to be.
And
with.
not only that, but like you're the type of person where like from jump, like, all right, bro, let me know what you need.
Bro,
like, put it on the table.
I will help offer. It could be somebody. If I just met you right now and we stop this podcast and you're like, fuck, I'm hungry. I'm gonna get paid till next week. Well, I'm finna hand you $20 right there. Like, go get some food. And you don't even know me type shit. That's just how he's seen me do it. That's just how I am.
Shirt off your back.
Definitely. Most definitely.
I do want to ask you, this kind of will merge both topics a little bit, but it's like, do you think that social media has had a big pack on like relationships or like what the standard is between like gender roles and stuff like that?
Definitely. It set a standard. It set a ridiculous standard. Like I said, you got men now that are trying to be who they're not, and they only care about like how much money they can make, whether it be scamming or whatever the fuck they're doing, because they're trying to impress these girls. These same girls are broke. Imagine trying to impress a broke bitch. You trying to figure out how to get some money for a bitch that don't have money. Make it make sense, but that's the standard nowadays. That's what men, that you see on social media. That's what's in songs. That's what fucking, what, sweetie, let me show you how to get a 8-figure or whatever the fuck. Girl, is you making 8 figures? Were you making 8 figures before you became who you were? No, the fuck you weren't. So for women to come and expect that, or come and expect a motherfucker to make 6 figures, him to be working his ass off and then hand it to you for what? For pussy? Are you dumb? Because if you had anything else to offer, you'd be building with this. A lot of women come and be like, how can I get him to build me? What can you do for me? Instead of what can we do for each other? What happens if this man just cuts you off? Your entire income and everything is gone, dumbass, because you didn't have anything for yourself. So I never come in. He knows I'll sit down with celebrities whose first intentions will be like, oh, I just want to fly you out and buy you bags. And I'm like, yo, how can we do business together? I don't want to fuck you. How can we do business? How can I help you grow and you help me grow? Because once we have sex, it's done. We have sex, I don't talk to you no more. What did we really gain from this? Who's going to know that we had sex? Nobody. What is it going to do for us? Nothing. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of girls will get the chance, hey, let me fly. Oh my God. I don't know, fucking the baby flew me out. Da-da-da-da-da. Who's going to know that? What did you get? What did you get for it?
And who cares?
Some dick. Good for you.
I want you to know the only time that I've known when you've referred to like pop culture stuff of like, you talked about like a lot of designer brands earlier. The only one that I've known has been DaBaby and Cardi B, and that is pretty much it.
See, you don't even know. It's good that you're out of the social world. If you can make your income and your life survive like off of, not being on social media, do that shit.
You win.
The worst part is that Brennan put his hands on his face, and it's because he knew that I was gonna say I have no fucking clue what you've been talking about.
Yeah, because like
you're not in the social media world. That's good.
But you said a couple things earlier, and I was like, I don't know who the fuck that is.
Yeah. And on top of that too, it's hard being in social media, being in a relationship, not even just the stigmas of standards of having to think like, oh, I got to make this much money for this girl to want me. But imagine you do get in a relationship, having a relationship and being on social media. Oh my fucking God. Social media is almost like, I believe it's #1 causes of divorces right now. I'm almost positive because you're linked into so much shit. And then like my relationship, getting into OnlyFans and doing all that thing put a fucking dent in my relationship. Like, most definitely. People see that shit and be like, oh, well, we could be porn stars? Hell yeah, let's do this.
That's not what you think.
Then you see, exactly. And then you see your girl popping. And everybody wants their girl to be an OnlyFans girl till you realize you're not their only fan. So then when you start to see, for my ex, it was the celebrities. He's like, oh, shit. These motherfuckers want you. Like, so he couldn't wrap around his head. Like they have told me before, like, I'm sitting where these celebrity niggas are begging to sit to kick it with you. I'm smoking a blunt with you. And these celebrities can't even do that. So for my man, it was like, he was starting to feel like he wasn't enough because he got men that have money in my DM box. And he thought like, oh, like they got more to offer. So why would you stay with me? Because you knew me before all the hype. You know Mimi. They know DankDahll. They don't know Tanner.
Not even just that, but like, they all like they don't have your personality. Like I don't know them.
You don't know me exactly, and I don't know them. But it's hard having somebody in the public eye.
Yeah.
So it's like he went from just me and him knowing each other, nobody knowing us, little old us in our relationship. We were together for 9 years. So it was like he just knew me, and then when I went boom, it was like, oh shit, everybody wants my girl, and I don't know how to handle that. So it really did put a dent. I will say it did. It wasn't all just him, but it did. He felt like he was competing with me when I'm genuinely just trying to build. But when you think like, oh, we're going to, until you start seeing, like no. And then you start seeing people who don't care that you're with me and they're being disrespectful. Like, yo, what do I got to do to get you from him? I have people that will go on the question box and be like, who I got to beat up to be with you. I feel like you worth fighting for. Slick shit like that. Stuff like that, disrespect. But you have to understand, if your girl is giving you the respect, no one, when I'm in a relationship, no one can talk to me. I don't give a fuck who you are. I will hoe you. I don't care. Don't talk to me, because I'm very loyal when I'm in a relationship. I don't care what you got, because I can get it. You know what I'm saying? But in a lot of relationships, it's not like that. Because again, how it is in the stigma of how relationships are supposed to be, if you're making 50K and a guy comes to your girl making 100K, most of the time the girl going with that 100K. And that will make a man feel some type of way.
Nothing sells better than money and sex.
Fact, sex will always sell. It will never go anywhere, which is why I'm in that industry. But people look at me crazy for it and be like, oh, you have your mom.
And that's what's crazy is the fact that like sex is such a pivotal part of our, not even just like our world, but our economy now.
It's not going anywhere.
And it's like, yet we still stigmatize everybody who's involved in it. Yet some of the most famous people are people in that industry.
Bruh, that's why I'm like, when people come at me like, you're a mom and you're naked. Kim Kardashian is a mom and she's naked as fuck. Or when people be like, you're 33, this bitch is 40 and her ass is on the internet. I don't care what you're talking about.
And not only that, bro, but I think like I told you that whole thing where Kim K's kid, they were running an ad for her.
And you saw that shit?
Yeah, for
worst
her sex
fear.
tape.
I'm not gonna lie. That is a fear of mine. I swear to God, if my kids came across some shit like that, but I had to mentally prepare myself for it. Yeah. When you're in that world, you know, like, okay, this could happen. I gotta mentally prepare. How am I gonna talk to my kid about this? Is this, worth it? If my kids ever came to me and been like, Mom, like, what you do is really fucking my life up. Like, you being on the internet or this and that, like, it's really, really fucking my life up. I'll take it all down right there. And you got parents who won't. There was a porn star recently. She went through the blog. She was in the blogs bad. Her kid wrote a suicide letter of how he asked her multiple times to stop because they were bullying the fuck out of him. She was like, it's my life, doesn't matter, ignore it. She didn't really take the proper steps she needed to take. Kid killed herself.
How are you going to tell your kid it's my life?
The fuck? That's what I'm saying. Like, nothing comes before my children. So at the end of the day, like, if my son came to me today, like, yo, Mom, what the fuck? Like, yeah, all right, bet. Next hustle. What can I do? I'm more than one talent. So I don't base my sole income isn't from the sex industry. I told him, like, my OnlyFans money is my fucking weed money, basically. Like, as much as I spend on weed.
Facts.
So if you're not making, your main source of it, I never have just one source of income. I always have multiple. So I'm able to move around.
I do want to ask one more question before we kind of close out, which is, how do you think gender roles in society have changed and kind of like adapted over time? And what do you think that like that kind of has looked like and will look like as time kind of progresses?
Just be honest, the women run the world now. It used to be the men. It used to be, but not anymore.
Big
and I don't
facts.
see it getting
Women
any
and money run this fucking world,
for
bro.
sure. Because man, if you look at back in the day movies, I had to watch Mona Lisa Smile for school. And back then, they're teaching women in school how to be housewives, how to please the man to make sure they're taken care of.
Yeah, that movie sucks.
That movie was fucking stupid. I had to watch it. It was torture. So, yeah. But then if you look at it, it was like, oh, shit, because the teacher's low-key mean. Like, I came in, like, teaching these girls, like, on OnlyFans and shit. Like, you don't need to be in a strip club. You don't have to have a man running your shit. Run that shit by yourself, which is how the teacher was teaching those girls. Because everybody else in the school's way of teaching was teach women to be housewives so that they can get a husband so that they're taken care of. And that's just it. The man provides, the woman. The fucking ads were women vacuuming and mopping and cooking and the men coming home from work. It's like, how to get you a husband. Make sure you do this, and that. Nowadays, I don't cook, I don't clean, but let me tell you, I got this ring. You ain't got to do shit. You don't have to do nothing. And you dumbasses are going to give us everything for nothing.
I don't cook, I don't clean. I know how to use DoorDash, and I can open my legs.
That's it. That's all you got to do. Doesn't even matter. You don't got to cook. You don't got to clean shit because we hold all the fucking power nowadays. And it's crazy. You got so many millionaires that are women now, all that shit. But what nobody's looking at, not saying all these women that are millionaires, but most of them got that little bit of push to become that millionaire from a man. But because y'all fucked up. Like, you got girls who are making millions on OnlyFans. Who do you think their top supporters are? Men, not women.
Fox.
And that's what's Never mind.
It is. Nah,
No,
say
that
what
shit
you
is
want to
wild,
say.
bro.
Like, it is. It's crazy.
It's just crazy to me because it's like, okay, so I've done research on OnlyFans specifically even for this episode because a while back there was a documentary that came out on YouTube that was about OnlyFans. Yeah, and like I watched that a while back, and then I did more research and prep for this. But so my understanding is that like there are ways that you can set up to where when you have subscribers or whatever they're called in it, you can have messages between you two.
Yeah, so like a quick overall of OnlyFans, because people who don't know about it will think different. So you'll see my subscription price is $15, right? Mm-hmm. So people will be like, oh, you can see her butt ass naked for $15. In reality, you can see me butt ass naked on Twitter for free. It's a marketing scam, okay? So you pay $15 to get on the site, right? It's like going to a strip club. You pay a door cover to get into the strip club, right? Does that include your lap dances? No. Does that include your drinks or any food or anything you want in the strip club? Fuck no. That's just the price to get in, right? So that subscription price that all the OnlyFans models has is your price to get in their club. Now on the wall is most likely just the same shit you see on Twitter or Instagram, but I got you there. You already spent your 15 to 20 bucks, whatever. Now you're there. You want to talk to me? Because I don't answer my DMs. If you look at my DM box right now, there's over 1,000 unread messages because I'm not giving you the time of day. I'm not. So they'll be like, oh, she'll talk to me on here. You send me a message. Good morning. I just love you and who you are. I hope you have a great day. All right, I see that message. So I can write a message back. Good morning. Thank you for saying good morning. And I locked that message for $5. You got to pay $5 just to unlock it to see that my ass said good morning back.
Whoa. Wait, hold on. So they send the message to you. Is it like they can send the message as soon as they pay that 15?
Yeah, so as soon as you're in, you're able to DM.
And then they pay an extra 5 to see what you sent back?
Yeah, you can. You don't have to. A lot of girls will conversate for free, but I do not.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so you got to pay. So not only that, so think about this: $5 just to say I say good morning back. Oh my God, you responded to me. How's your day? Da-da-da. Oh, it's good. About to roll a blunt. $5. So then an hour of talking, I'd have made money. Yes,
that's
yeah. Depending if
you just made so much money off of conversation.
I'm starting an OnlyFans.
Nah, for real. If you really like,
no, I won't. I can't do the socials.
So on that aspect, yes, you can lock messages, and then not only that, like if you want to see other content, so like. People like feet. So you want a picture of my feet? All right, bet $20. And then you're thinking like, oh, it's not that much, $20. I have 500 subscribers. Okay. You're thinking $15 isn't shit. Do 500 times 15.
500 times 15. Mm-hmm. Oh, those are two very big numbers.
Okay. That's for just 500 people subscribing for $15 each. That's how much money I made just for you to come in the club. Now I'm finna make my bag within the club too. Mind you, most of the time, it don't even be these models operating their OnlyFans. We got people who work for us. You think we really got time to sit there and fucking sext y'all all day? Probably not. My little sister, who's 21 and bored at home somewhere, is probably messaging your silly ass, and you're thinking it's me. That's how a lot of OnlyFans 30K. Girls work. Yeah, so you're making a bag. I've touched, right now, I'm still sitting stably at $15K a month on OnlyFans, and I'm not trying. I'm not answering messages. I'm not talking to anybody. Not doing none of that shit. I can post a video on Instagram. I could walk in a nail shop, put my feet in the bucket for a pedicure, take a picture that I'm getting a pedicure. By the time I leave the fucking nail shop, about 10 different men have cash apped me to pay for my nails that day. So I just left the nail shop with a rack, and I only paid $50 for that pedicure. Because, yeah. Man. That's how stupid men are. So it's just like, I know a lot of bitches are going to hate me for this one, but I'm sorry.
Do you have like the analytics of what like your male to female ratio is?
Give me 1 second.
Oh.
You're going to crack up on everything.
It's like I didn't think that OnlyFans would give you that or not, but I guess
OF. All my OnlyFans subscribers are men. There's not one female.
Oh, really?
Yeah, on OF at all. But it's not. It goes past OnlyFans. Like it's not even just fucking OnlyFans. Like it's Instagram. Like when I say, look at this, men are my audience. Women hate me. Look at this gender pie. What does that say?
95.5% men, 4.4% women.
Okay, on Instagram. Okay, and let's go to TikTok.
I'd like to say our current gender pie for this podcast is almost a 50-50 split.
That's dope to have, but women will never love me, so.
That's totally fine. I'm just saying, like, that's crazy to think about the fact of, like...
It's so one, like, just...
How that, like, flips on a dime almost.
Yeah. So, on my TikTok, I have 121.9K followers, okay? And out of those followers, look at the pie.
9.9 female, 90.1 male. That's insane.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah.
Those 9.9 females are real ones.
Those are real ones. It's like maybe 5 of them that'll be like, nah, real shit. When I go talk about like how you're supposed to, 50-50 with the man, like, one video I had hit, somebody else reposted it and it hit 2 million views. And then the one I have on mine now hit 500,000 because of that. Like so many men. And then I had a guy hit me up with a certain brand that I'm not allowed to name at the moment because we're in the middle of a business deal.
Totally fine.
But he was like, I literally went on your TikTok and I opened up the comments for that one where I was talking about how men will walk around with a smile on their face but be dying inside. And a woman will never know that if you don't ask. So I made a vid about that. Do you know the amount of men that went underneath it and were actually opened up and were vulnerable enough to trust me as a woman to tell me some shit knowing that I wouldn't come back and bash them for it? So when he brought that up, I was like, oh shit. He was like, men don't open up because we don't feel like we can cry. We don't feel like we can share emotions. We don't feel like we can do any of that, especially with the women. So especially for you to be a woman and men to feel that they can come to you for some shit is crazy. It's hard to do. But I relate so much with a man because I damn near was that man in a relationship who was spoiling my man, doing all these things for my man, and he wasn't ever doing shit back.
Yeah.
And it's just like, what the fuck? Like, I'm doing everything. I'm paying the bills. I'm doing everything I need to do. You're not giving me shit. What am I doing it for? The fuck? For dick? I could go get that for free and not have to buy a nigga nothing. I could buy you a Big Mac and be gone, roll you a blunt. The fuck? So when you see that and you see all these spoiled ass girls like, man, she don't even do shit. What are you doing? Stop buying her shit.
Yeah, that's why I tell people, I'm like, man, I look at T. She got a penis to me, bro. She's a dude. You know what I mean?
They know I'm a straight up boy. People see me on social media, think they know me. You don't fucking know me. I promise you, I am the homeboy. Like you will.
The goofiest motherfuckers you'll ever meet, and I swear she got a penis. She been lying to all of us, bro. I swear to God.
You don't have people subscribe to my OnlyFans to find out.
Facts, plug.
Real quick little marketing scheme. No, the way I be acting though, you would think. I mean, I'd be.
You'd get a different audience.
Definitely.
You switch it up a little
bit. You know what? Men subscribe to my OnlyFans just to tell me thank you for advocating. Thank you for speaking the truth. Thank you for putting women on blast.
Low key, and that's part of the reason why I ask is because I did want to bring up, like, I wonder if you have people who follow you specifically and, like, give you, like, subscribe to you specifically for the fact that you are an advocate for, like, men's mental health and stuff like that, that it is becoming a bigger thing now in society of, like,
I'm glad.
Yeah, but I definitely think that for a while there, it was like this was a small bit that kind of gets overlooked, or is
you guys
just
always get overlooked. There's no I get women who be like, you always advocate for men's mental health. What about the shit men put us through? I get it. I've been put through some shit. Like, you'd be surprised that I advocate for the men, for the shit that I've been through. I was in a relationship where I was abused for 3 years straight. Like, I've been through mental, emotional, physical with a man and with kids at that. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, but we all have those outlets. You always, for women, it's always like domestic violence for women. You have a number to call. But if it's domestic violence for a man, it's shut up. This girl wasn't beating your ass. There's a man.
Or not even.
You're a man. You see that man who was his girl was slapping the fuck out of him on TikTok?
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, and everyone was like, at first they started laughing about it,
and then they were like, y'all
need to help him. Like,
for real.
They need to
She's
get him
literally abusing this man, and people think it's fucking funny because he's a man and she's a girl.
Yeah.
That's not cool.
Or even when it comes to like sexual assault, like 9 times out of 10, they're like, oh, like you probably liked it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, guys would never. That's why they don't come out about that shit.
The amount of women, like including people who I've dated in my like previous relationships, that didn't understand that, like, just because my dick's up doesn't mean that I'm wanting sex. Doesn't mean, like, it's my body responding. Just because, like, it's the same thing as, like, just because you're wet doesn't mean you're wanting sex.
Exactly.
It's your body's natural response. And it's like, I've literally been like, no, like, can we not? Like, I have to work on projects. I gotta do shit.
Women take it harder than men being told no for sex. Like, for real. If you tell a girl, like, I don't want to have sex right now, she's about to accuse you of fucking somebody else. Think that you're not attracted to her anymore because they feel like men are supposed to want sex 24/7.
Yeah.
Like, you're supposed to want, what the fuck, why you don't want me, This nigga's just tired. Maybe in his head right now he want to kill himself, and having sex is not the thing. But women don't think about that. It's never that.
They think as soon as they say sex, we're like the cartoon kid. Oh,
exactly. So that's what
that's the life, like the answer to life. You know what I mean? Like,
that's not the case all the time, but that's how women think that it is, and that's the double standard in life. A lot of women will say it's double standard with men. It's a lot with women. You know what I'm saying? Again, you guys don't have that outlet. Most of the time, if men cry, it's like, oh, he's a bitch. Why is he crying?
And it just sucks because I lost my train of thought, bro. I'm so upset.
Ooh, God.
Stupid ass.
I
I
was
lost my train of thought. I was so ready for it too.
I was saying like men who even open up with their emotions and cry like get judged for that. Like there's just no outlets for y'all as far as there's no comfortable outlets. I'll say that. They'll say that there's outlets for you, but are they comfortable outlets? How comfortable are you opening up and really expressing your emotions to somebody as a man?
It's crazy because I feel like society's gotten to the point where men are more comfortable expressing their feelings on like TikTok or like viral places or Twitter or things like that instead of to the people around them,
because the people around them judge them.
Yeah, and I'm saying this as somebody who I grew up raised by almost like women my whole life. Like my mom is gay, and so all of her friends raised me.
Okay.
And so I got kind of a weird mixture of like, you're a man, like do the man thing, but also like it's okay to be in touch with your emotion. And it's kind of like
though. Yeah.
And sometimes like, so it's a real weird like inner battle because I also got it from them of like the man stuff.
Yeah.
And so there's this weird combination of like, I think I'm definitely more in touch with like, I can be vulnerable to you more than most men will be, but like still I can see it like, and I force a lot of the people around me like, hey, you can talk to me.
Yeah. But that's because you were able to get that benefit of to having like women are emotional creatures. So you got a taste of being able to be emotional versus a lot of men who grew up with their fathers, especially black men, if you ask me, because most of the black men are very like, you got to be a man. You got to do this. You got to do that. Suck it up. Stop crying. Like you're a man.
I definitely
you know what I'm saying?
think you're right. My cousin is, and that's why I say it.
Yeah.
And his father was black, obviously. And so like, it's so interesting because I can tell the difference between us two, and we're pretty like-minded, but like even when we talk about certain things, like it's just not the same.
It's not, and it's that's how a lot of men are raised. Like it's just like you don't express your emotions. If you cry, you're a bitch. If you complain about something, you're a bitch. If you know what I'm saying. But then in today's world with women too, it'll be like I get a lot of my homegirls that'll be like, I don't understand what the fuck his problem is. Oh, in a fucking bad mood, and he never says what it is, and because he doesn't feel like he can. Because maybe right now he's not making enough money and he feels like he's failing as a man. But if he comes and tells you that, what's the chance that you're going to actually support him and try to help him and let him know rather than leave and go find a man who has money? So like, you know what I'm saying? So if a man comes home like, damn, like I just got demoted at work. You know what I'm saying? I'm making less money and I'm stressed out, but I don't want to tell my wife because my wife is this designer ass whore who I constantly got to support her fucking lifestyle and she doesn't do anything. So now I'm mad. I come home, bitch keep asking me why I'm mad. But if I really tell her why I'm mad, she gonna leave. So you have to suppress your emotions. Exactly.
And then you go like, what's wrong? And then she's like, it's fine. It's nothing.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Nothing.
And I'm like,
yeah. And then it's like, you, what the fuck? But like men really don't get that because if you guys do tell us what's wrong and you really tell us what's wrong, you might get judged on it. And that's why. Versus we can come home and be like, I fucking hate my life. Oh, this job fucking sucks. Da-da-da. And your job as a man, I got you, babe. You know, I want you to be mentally okay. That's what we want from you. Give that shit back. So if my man comes home to me like this motherfucker's disrespect me, I'm tired of being a fucking employee. I don't want to do this. All right, fuck that job. Quit this. My baby dad can tell y'all how many times I've told him quit that fucking job. Fuck that. We'll get it. We'll get it some type of way.
Yeah, we'll find
it ain't
a way.
never been he came home and been like he was working a job where he was working overnights. Motherfucker was working at night, coming home at 4 a.m, having to maybe see his newborn baby for all of a fucking hour and then go eat, go to the gym, go back to sleep to go back to work to fucking slave. Starts fucking with him mentally. He's not seeing his kids. He's falling into a depression. Fuck that job. I don't give a fuck how much money it is. Fuck it. We could do some shit together. What happened? He quit. We do it together. You hustle. You know what I'm saying? You got to be able to build, though. It's harder to build by yourself than it is to build with somebody else. But that person has to genuinely want to build. And in relationships, women don't want to build. They want to know what you can give to help them build. And then once they build, they don't give a fuck about your foundation. It's gone. They got what they needed. Fuck, I need you for. You gave me everything I needed.
yeah, I mean, you're right. Damn.
I'm just saying.
You're so right.
Now do you kind of see where I've had like this headstrong, like, hey, fuck all of you, like, type thing?
Him specifically, because, I mean, you know the situation, too.
Yeah.
I was the one in the back as a woman constantly telling him, like, B, I'm a girl. I'm telling you what she's doing right now. Like, I'm telling you exactly what the fuck she's doing right now. Stop. Like, and I kept trying to tell him. Like, I almost like went myself and was like, I'm gonna fuck this girl.
like, because you ruin our good man. Stop doing that shit. This is a good ass man, and some girl out there deserves to have a good man. You know what I'm saying? But your dumb ass is ruining it, and I guarantee you, wherever she's at right now, her dumb ass is miserable, and whoever's fucking with her is fucking around on her. I promise you. I'm almost this much percent like positive.
To like give our last little touch, I when it comes to like admitting. When it comes to like talking about your emotion, I often still find myself, even when I am talking about like, and I'm trying to be vulnerable with like either my significant other or my female friends or whatever, or like even my male friends, like there are times where like I just apologize because I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, like for being in my feels or whatever, right?
I don't ever apologize.
And like that's what I normally get is like oh, you don't need to apologize, like I just want to be here for you, but like the fact that instinct is still there of like I shouldn't
express my emotion.
Yeah, I shouldn't be.
Because you guys are trained like that as men, but as
monkey
women,
brain.
Women can break down crying wherever the fuck they want. But, oh my God, are you okay? But if he just break down crying, they'd be like, why the fuck is this grown ass man crying? What the fuck? Like
everyone's
grown
like,
ass man.
That literally happened at work that day that I found everything out.
Oh yeah.
Literally, like my coworker was like, "What's wrong with you?"
I was like. Versus if it was a girl, they'd be like, "Oh my God, are you okay?
And then I'm
like, time off."
And not only that, but the fucking managers would have walked up and be like, "Hey, are you okay? Yada yada, this and that."
Like,
man, go fuck y'all.
For real though.
Nah, managers were cool about it when I actually talked to them. The manager was like, "Hey, you good?" I was like,
"Yeah," but it's just about the way they go about it.
Yeah. Anyway, we're running a bit long, so I think we should come up for air.
Hella.
Brendan, do you wanna kick us up with yep.
Yeah, what you said.
It's too early.
In August, coming up in August, we're in a tournament for Apex and cash prize $500 if we win. So yeah, to be able to play for a video game, for some monies is pretty fucking lit. Not gonna lie. It's kind of cool to
wave right now.
Yeah, you know what I mean. It's kind of cool to see it coming to fruition, and like we've kind of been talking about it, and just kind of seeing how everything has like came up, and we've slowly built up something, and I think I still need to put a lot more effort into it and like really get into my shit, but just to see like me kind of put bare minimum and see kind of where I've gone with it is like, damn, bro, I could really do a lot of fucking damage. You know what I mean? So yeah, I think it's cool. I think we do drop you drop the Twitches in there. Yeah, so August 13th, I think it is. I'm pretty sure it is. We do have an Apex tournament. We'll definitely be live for that. But yeah, I'm just honestly really excited to be able to play for some monies, and people from EA and Respawn are going to be watching.
Oh, lit.
Yeah, so they're like the creators of the game and like people who work on the game.
That is what's up.
Yeah, so it'd be cool to like, maybe like get a clip or something like that. Like there was one random dude who did like a nasty ass fucking clip with Octane on and he posted it on Twitter, and Respawn ended up clipping it and posting it on theirs, and was like added them and was like doing some crazy ass stuff. And then the dude was like, holy shit, I made it. You know what I mean? He wasn't like, he didn't have a check mark or anything like that, but it was just like there's some random kid that's been grinding and putting up clips, and he was like, holy shit, like they posted my shit. And everyone was like, yeah, bro, like congrats. Like
whoever that is at EA or Respawn on the PR team, they're doing God's work.
No, facts, bro. They're like, I think it's so cool to be on that PR team and go, I'm about to change someone's life.
Yeah, and like, and the thing is, like, they don't even know what that means to somebody, too.
Bro, like, it's everything,
world,
dog.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's so cool to like have that much power, dog, to change someone's life.
Because like, for all they know, that's some like 16-year-old in his high school class, and like he gets a ping on Twitter suddenly, and his friends are all blowing him up, and he's like sitting in,
follower. Yeah. That was like that one time I went viral with that clip, and I woke up and you were like, yeah, bro, now you know what it's like.
Yeah, homie's sitting in algebra 2, and he's like, oh.
Yeah, like when you go viral, you're like, oh shit. Like when I went viral, I was like, what?
His teacher's like, did you figure it out? Like,
facts. At that point, you're like, man, fuck this school. I'm out.
Have you seen like it's the clip of like the person who's like, I just won the lottery. Fuck this job.
No, literally, bro. Yeah, bro. Hey, if you figure that shit out, it's raps, dog.
But
yeah, that's me. Honestly, I'm excited for it. Hopefully, we do some damage in that bitch.
Taryn, you wanna come up with us?
So starting August, I'm gonna be hosting Twitter Spaces on Twitter for like men to just come on. You guys can jump in my little video chat or whatever, and just like open up, vent, ask me questions that you feel like women won't answer, or just talk about relationships, mental health, all that. I'm gonna be hosting some different spaces, so it gives people time to like interact, because a lot of people be like, I need this advice. I messaged you and this. You don't respond. Like, I'm one person and there's like 1,000 DMs in my inbox, and I'll be trying to weave through the bullshit. So if I have these spaces, you just kind of, you know what you're here for. So hop on and talk about what needs to be talked about.
Well,
And
once
if you're a
again, for
weirdo,
those
you'll get kicked out.
Well, once again, for those people in the audience who may not know what a Twitter space is, totally not somebody here. What the fuck is a Twitter space?
So Twitter Space is where you host like it's like going live, but
Okay.
so other people can cut in. So it's like going live on Instagram or something. Like you just host like a podcast type thing, and you
It
can
almost
bring.
looks like a Skype call.
Yeah, it looks like a Zoom or a Skype call. and you
Reddit's
can
got
bring other
those
people
now.
in.
Yeah, so you have like a bunch of people's profile pictures, and then like when they talk, it'll move like a little mic thing after, or like
Yeah.
around it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you can control like if somebody's being disrespectful, I can kick them out.
Oh,
You
hell
know,
yeah.
like, things like that. I will say though, if you plan on joining my Twitter Spaces, keep in mind my Twitter Space is not safe for fucking work. So do not open my Twitter in a public area where other people are looking at it.
Facts. Unless you're trying to get looked at a certain way.
Because they're gonna be like, what is on your phone?
What you looking at?
Let me see.
Let me see. Stupid ass.
Most definitely.
But yeah, what about you, my boy?
I want to talk about tattoo plans.
Oh,
I got some. So I was supposed to get a tattoo a couple weeks ago, and then emergency happened to my tattoo artist. He's okay from everything that I know. Everyone in his family okay, so we're aces. But I get it next month now. And at the same time that I get that one, which I'm excited about, but it's like a lesser one. It's one of the small ones that I'm like, that's big hype. But I'm gonna ask about my next big tattoo, which is gonna be a cherry blossom, and I'm gonna get it right on this shoulder. And this flower right here goes into my vein, so it looks like I'm feeding it.
Oh, lit.
And so my plan is to have all the roots slowly come down into veins and stuff,
That's dope.
to where it looks like I'm feeding the cherry blossom, and it's gonna come like all the way down to about right here. I'm very excited,
That's fire.
and it's going to be a very expensive tattoo.
Have fun with the chest pain.
I have a couple chest tattoos. My concern is like the collarbone area.
Collarbone wasn't nothing.
Oh,
It didn't suck. You think it does, it don't.
I'll tell you what, bro. I'm heavily debating on whether or not just full setting my neck tattoo.
This was like, I went in for just the bird, like the little bird, and then I was so scared. So then when he did the bird, I was like, the fuck, blast the neck. Like it did not hurt at all. So I was like, blast my whole neck.
I want to do it so bad.
I recently did the inside of my lip. You see me getting the video of like me I got manifest tattooed on the inside of my lip. Next day, the ink gone, tattoo gone.
damn.
Yeah,
Is
the
it
tattoo
the
artist
ink just all
warned.
linked out?
The tattoo artist warned, like sometimes stays, sometimes it don't. But I mean, it really wasn't that painful either, to be honest. But yeah, you
Damn.
have fun with the tattoos. They're addicting,
Yeah, no, they're a problem.
as you can see.
Yeah, no, trust me,
addicting.
I love them.
Yeah,
I'm very excited.
I can't wait, bro.
Yeah.
Honestly.
You dope to see.
But anyway, I think that's gonna do it for us. Darren, where can they find you?
So you can go to depends on what version of me you want to find.
I'll have you send all of your links to me
Okay,
too,
for sure.
so I'll put
I
it all
have
down below.
Instagram, TikTok, Twitter for those of you who are adults. And that's pretty much all I use. I don't really use Snapchat, but if you really want to if you're really chiming into my mindset and how I feel about things, TikTok is where you want to go. If you're just looking for something you want to look at, Instagram or Twitter.
For sure. And I'll put all those links down below for you guys, so you can also find her there.
gang shit.
Brendan?
Yeah, that. You can find me Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, all at Killer B420. And I think TikTok's Killer B Dabs.
You can find me at Twitter, TikTok, Twitch, and YouTube at RQ. And then you can find both of us at Coming Up for Air on
Instagram's Coming Up for Aircast, and Twitter Up for Aircast, I think it is. And then TikTok is also Coming Up for Aircast.
Dope. And if you enjoyed the podcast, make sure to rate it, subscribe, follow, all that shit. But thank you so much,
Yeah,
Taryn, for
bro.
coming on.
You're a
Of course,
fucking
thank y'all
thug.
for having me.
Appreciate
Yeah.
you, dog.
Of course.
First guest. If we blow up, just know you'll be the first guest. You know
It's
what I
like
mean?
my first podcast. I did the one podcast, it wasn't on camera, but that turned out pretty good. So I'm excited. So,
Oh, yeah.
Hell yeah.
Thank you again.
Of course.
Make sure you go check out all of her socials and everything and support her.
Yeah,
She's
bro. Go give her
lovely.
some monies.
Anyway, we'll see you guys next Wednesday.
Later.
Bye-bye.